first one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker hot stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga, woof. I'm an 88 pack nigga, woof. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood, tryna stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. I know the rest. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button. So everyone in the chat. Rod Neal, Jimmy Bernard, Steve Elder Mack, Mark Wonderlick, D-Man, Dank Father. Hold on. I'm getting these texts. Mark Wonderlick. Marcus, what's good? Uh-oh. Hold on. You're not going to believe this, brother. Oh, crap. Unbelievable. Okay. I just got a text from Glenn. Just got a text from Glenn. He's having an issue getting on. Just now. He said, I'm trying to do this, but I can't. I'll try and do it with you next week. I get somebody to help me with this, and then I'll do it next week. Wow. Hold on. I'm not going to force it.
Yeah, it gets frustrating for some of us who are not that versed in it, because I know the frustrations I've had, man. That's like, you notice how, like, when we have this thing where sometimes if some kind of surge go through, you got to kind of like fall out and come back in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When that kind of thing was happening to me, I was like shutting down my whole lives and stuff. And it's like, till I figured out, all I have to do is just, I can even reboot the computer without ending the show. You know, the show will still be live.
I remember you trying to figure that out. I remember that.
I was like, man, that stuff was driving me so crazy. Man.
What I did though was I sent him the link to the show so he can watch it.
Yeah. And sometimes if he's watching the show and you put the link in the chat for him, that might be an easier way for him.
Yeah. I'm letting him know that. He said, okay, thank you. Okay. But you know what? I'm not gonna, because I ain't even gonna hold you. It was kind of short notice.
Yeah.
And shout out to Trick Nolte, because he called me while I was at the gym, and he said, "Yo, I think we could get Glenn Johnson tonight." I said, oh, "Okay, well that's great." So got his number. I spoke to him, and cool brother, down to earth brother. So I said, you know, if you're available, you know. So apparently he's having, and that's another thing. He has an iPhone now. For some reason, if you have an iPhone, it's harder for you to come in through StreamYard for whatever reason. It's bugged out. It's bugged out. So
that's because them folks putting them constraints and restraints.
Yeah. No, so I understand.
Yep.
I did leave him the link in StreamYard, but he's having some sort of issue. But what I'll do is during the week, I'll contact him and we'll do a test run, and so he can figure it out. You know, but shout out to Glenn Johnson. We'll get him on next week. I apologize. So here's what I'm going to do. You know, when things like this happen, I always have a backup plan. And what I'm going to do,
salute to Stephen Elder Mack. He's laughing because I said them folks. You know, hey, listen. we have to have our, just like they have their code words about us and everything.
Yeah. They always have a code word. Yup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the title to this. Let me see. I want to know. Okay, here's a new topic, y'all, and I want y'all to. There's a reason why I'm changing the topic of the show. The new topic, if you refresh your page, is how do you feel about Conor Benn? That's the new topic. How do you feel about Conor Benn? That's the new topic. I changed it both on both my channels because I was giving this a lot of thought. And again, salute to Box Fans Times 4, because it was him who sent me. Well, he sent me a super chat. And then he pointed out that Conor Benn moved up in the IBF rankings, I believe. And I said, what the hell? And I'm wondering, we was all wondering, how the hell is Boots, Eddie Hearn is losing purse bids. And I'm like, what's going on? He got money. How the hell is he losing the purse bid? What's going on here? What happened? And then Boxing Fan Times 4 says, yeah, he's setting up that Conor Benn work for the IBF. And I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. Eddie also, Boots' choices is, these are his choices, y'all. Go to Germany, where steroids was created. Go to Germany and fight a man he beat already, right? Or vacate the belt at 147, move up in weight, and fight Majimov. Those are his options. Auntie Jenny, salute. Those are his options. And I'm like, how is that? What is going on here? And then they point out the discrepancy in the IBF, because that's a discrepancy. First of all, Conor Benn doesn't even have a boxing license in his own country in the UK. And I'm like, what's happening here? And then we can all count. We can all put 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2 is 4. It's not 44. And this is Eddie Hearn. Y'all forgot who we dealing with? When we say Eddie Hearn, he's the devil, right? So I said, man, this is the bind they're putting Boots in. Also, let me remind y'all that Nigel Benn was running around with a gang called the Essex Boys. They might not be out in your face anymore. However, that don't mean that they're gone. That don't mean that they don't exist anymore. They're just more covert. So, just trying to figure out. Let's stick to the question. Are y'all cool with Conor Benn being around? Stormy, your thoughts?
Well, I don't care for Conor Benn much at all. And it's funny because the dude, he's a cheater, man.
Yeah.
He's a cheater, and I feel the same about all of the cheaters. I feel they should be out of the sport because this sport is the hurt business, and by being allowed to continue to participate in the sport, what happens is you give them a chance to really do something that none of us really want to see happen.
Right.
And that is permanently hurt someone, in a sport that is billed as the hurt business.
Right.
Why should someone be allowed to cheat to gain a physical advantage? Because it's not anything outside of that. It's a physical advantage in a game in sport where it's the greater percentage psychological and mental. How about that? Nobody's trying to get better here, but they're trying to get better physically. Yeah. It really doesn't make much sense when you think about it, does it? Think about that for a moment. If you want to be better in school, going to gym and running faster than anybody in the gym, jumping higher than anybody on the basketball court, plowing through all the guys on the football field and the tennis and soccer and all of that, that's not going to make you the better student, is it? It's not. There was something that used to be said a long time ago called hitting the books. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what I think about Conor Benn is that he should be dismissed. What I really love about the BBBFC is that they shut the door on his butt.
Yeah.
I love that. I think other sanctioning overseers of the sport around the world should adopt the same mentality. They should adopt the same mentality. And let us not forget, it was okay when Hearn was going to bat for him and like lying to the public and coming up with all of these defense mechanisms and machinations that put him in a different type of light. Oh, it could have been this, it could have been that. Remember, just like Garcia, he had several different circumstances that he blamed the reason for popping dirty. Remember that? Yeah. He had several different. Yeah. And Hearn was right there with him all the time, wasn't he? Now, what's interesting is Dillian White popped dirty several times, and Hearn even fixed it where he could still go through with a fight and even change the gloves. Yeah. On the night of the fight, just before the fight, was allowed to face that fight, receive the victory. It was never changed to a no contest.
That's right.
Even though we know that there were questionable circumstances. But because White was just signed to Matchroom, but wasn't a meal ticket for Matchroom. It's two different things you have to understand. Hearn has an allegiance to Ben that he did not have to Dillian White. His allegiance to Ben is similar of the same vein of what he has to AJ. And when you have that type of allegiance for someone, you go through tooth and nail to lie, to see that you can gain greater favor. And sometimes you pass those manila envelopes and everything. It's all a part of it. But we're not supposed to know that. We're not supposed to think that far. You know, because boxing fans are like rocks, according to Bob Arum. You can kick them in any direction.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh? But we're not supposed to know those things.
But
so what I think about Conor Benn, I don't. He's not worthy of my consideration or thought process. Just as when I wipe, when I go to the commode, and I don't worry about where the tissue going. I just want to make sure it goes down when I flush. So how about flushing cheaters like Conor Benn and a number of his known affiliated associates in the sport who have come up on the dark side? Why don't we do them all the same way? Yeah.
Which is why I didn't know, and salute to my brother, the odd fella. He says, no honor, Ben. No honor, Ben. Last fight was at 54. You see, I didn't know that. Because I'm not even thinking about the guy. That's why I didn't even recognize the move. Now, I'm glad our fella pointed that out. If his last fight was at 54, how the hell did he move up the IBF rankings to number 3 at 147 if his last fight was at 54? How'd that happen? That's more cause for concern. That means that there's something in the works right there.
Well, this is the other part about that. Let us not forget this.
Conor said he know all about them envelopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't pretend like they don't exist, huh?
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
they float all through the air and everything, under tables, and you know, when you're having a meal, something gets slid to you, all kinds of foolishness. Strange knocks in the middle of the night at your hotel when you're a judge or something, or official, huh? All this kind of stuff, man. Huh? We've heard about it, but it's interesting because the casuals know not any of this. They don't. They just think that, man, you just hating on him, man. You just don't like him. You're right that I don't like him, huh? Yeah. I don't like him, or those who are supporting him, or those who are trying to make sure he's a mainstay. But where I was going, I say, let us not forget that he fought a couple of fights in America where Hearn slipped him on undercards. Right. Remember that?
Yeah.
Slipped him in there. You know, the fight card was made, and just a couple weeks before the fight, all of a sudden, Ben is on the card. I'm like, wait a minute.
Like, what? How did he get there? What is he doing here?
But they done brought him over here. See? And some people think like, oh, Ed Hearn and Matchroom, they're promoting some fights in America. Oh, going to Florida and everything. He's doing that so he could get this guy in the ring where they told him no over there.
Now, I want y'all to understand, he's going to extremes to help Conor Benn, get him some work. Boots went to this man for help, and look at his options. So they obviously see more value in his fellow countrymen and gangster, remember his dad with the Essex boys, than the future, quote unquote, of the sport in Jerron Boots Ennis. You understand what I'm talking about? Do y'all see the potential play? Salute the Felix Nunez in that super chat. He says, so you're telling me it wasn't just too many eggs? It wasn't just too many eggs? I don't know. I guess they think we stupid. Eggs? They said, you know how many eggs he had to have eaten to pop? He must have smashed up eggs and put them in an IV, all kinds of weird stuff. Unbelievable. My brother
let me just help out with that too, about the eggs excuse, huh? If that were possible, wouldn't there have been many other people to fall out dirty from that type of circumstance? See, what it comes down to is what I've said that nobody else really repeats, and I'm glad, because I can repeat it myself and it be factual. No one ever says, my bad, I fucked up, I need help, I was looking for an edge. No one ever says that. The first person to say that could be given consideration for a reprieve. But that doesn't mean be dismissed of wrongdoing. It just means being considered, because you're showing humility and admission of the fact that you did wrong. You see, I can't forgive you if you haven't claimed what you've done.
Right.
If you haven't taken ownership. See, I told you before, there are numerous trainers out here and coaches in the sport. Very few teachers anymore. And there's very little teaching anymore. Because do you remember there was a time, your generation is just near with mine, that when you went to school and you had coaches and everything, your coaches wanted you to do your best and everything, but there also was a little bit coming from the coach that had some merits of integrity. And that was important because you were still growing as a kid.
Yep.
And you're participating in sports and things of that nature. You have to learn what teamwork means. You have to learn how to be trusting of those that you're interacting with and things of that nature, because those kind of characteristics and principles of ethic follow you in life.
Yeah.
And in life is when you get a chance to apply that. Well, if you got coaches and trainers of today that don't show you those things, then you are at the mercy of the world. And the world is a horrible place. The world is a horrible place. You're not going to go out into the world and learn morals, ethics, virtues, and values. You're not.
People understand coaching, Stormy? Let me read the super chat because you're touching on something that's very... Sport is a direct reflection of life. And salute to my brother Trillwell, LDBC enough. He says, salute Drew and the Sensei, LDBC versus everybody. Stand on it. Now, coaching. I don't think, you know what you hear a lot about today's kids? These kids are a bunch of Buddhists. They're a bunch of Buddhists. I come from a time where once that bell rung at school and you went to football practice, that wasn't your gym teacher anymore. If you F up on that field, he let you know about it. And there was a bunch of F-bombs and get your ass in line. What the F you doing? You know better than that. And he was talking to you. It was never a good day on that field. But you know what? When you won the game, you was down there on that field trying to win because you didn't want to get yelled at. But 4 years of that, doesn't that build character? It builds character.
And I'll tell you something else. When you're in practice and you mess up and you got to do drills over, everybody got to do drills over because you messed up. So you're taking it as a team. And then your teammates begin to yell at you too and say, come on, man, get it together. Everybody start picking everybody up because nobody wants to feel the punishment that comes from not being on. You see, that's missing today. It's missing. It's a valuable lesson of transition where you go from, like it was written in the chat a moment ago, by Rudy G's. He says, accountability means everything. Yes, it does. Because if I'm upholding my end of the bargain and my teammate is upholding their end of the bargain, even when we fail together. When we succeed, we take ownership of succeeding together. Now, when we're talking about the sport of boxing, all of that means even more because it's a one-man participation type of a deal. So that means that what's being instilled in that one man has to be good stuff.
It has to be.
Quality stuff. So then when they go out, what they commit to doing is representative of what they've learned, what they've practiced, and how they've prepared and come to apply. See, there is a reciprocity in that whole thing, which is why you hear me say a lot of times, the coaching is shit. And that some of the fighters are lacking a great deal. And you're not going to learn it by osmosis. It ain't going to just come to you with an epiphany in round 6. It's going to hit you suddenly and you be like, oh, this is what I've been doing wrong. Let me get it together. It doesn't work that way.
Why do you think no, Andrew Gray, the Giants still need my high school coach because he get put in jail. Because at that point, if the world is paying these guys millions of dollars and they can't get it together, my old high school coach would literally bring a gun to practice and be like, all right, you mofos, if y'all don't get this together, y'all ain't gonna live to spend this goddamn money. What are they paying y'all for? but they paid me to do a job. And you're not going to like it because you're going to keep doing drill after drill from high school to junior varsity to high school, and you're paying millions of dollars to lose? No. Because poor work output reflects what? Leadership. And if it's a lack of leadership, watch this. Who was Riddick Bowe's first coach that we paid attention to? Stormy? What was his name?
Futch.
And Futch walked away. Why?
Because Bowe's bad habits and apathetic approach to the sport and his aloofness, basically being goofy and stuff, and Futch was like, man, I'm too old for this. He's like, I ain't got time to to be hanging around with this kind of foolishness.
Around with the foolishness.
And Riddick Bowe unraveled.
Wouldn't that affect, if Futch stuck around for the paycheck, wouldn't that be a direct reflection of who he is as a man?
Absolutely. So
now, do you see the problem with coaching today? I'm talking to the audience. Y'all see the problem with the coaches today? You see the problem? Now watch this, double-edged sword. All everyone said was Deontay Wilder had a right hand. You know what I was saying back then? I said, well, look, Mark Breland's there. Y'all giving him all this praise, right? If y'all see problems, why? First of all, he keeps winning. If y'all see problems, why aren't y'all on Mark Breland's bumper? Then all of a sudden there's a falling out. All of a sudden y'all on Mark Breland's side. Wait a minute. But I know the deal. He didn't try to fix anything. Right? Poor work output reflects leadership. When teams are doing bad, who's the first to go? Ain't the star players. Don't they fire the head coach? Let me dumb it down for y'all. I know, Stormy, you don't like using target mix. But let's say you just running a drill in the ring. You keep telling your guy, man, keep your left up. How many times you gonna tell him before you go upside his head?
Maybe twice. And then after that, I'm going upside his head.
There you go. Now what happens if he doesn't correct that in 6 weeks in fight night? He's going to sleep.
Did you ever see the video? Did you ever see the video footage of Lennox Lewis and Deontay in the parking lot?
Yes.
When he was trying to show Deontay his jab and the effectiveness of Lennox's jab that Emmanuel had taught him, and why he was explaining it to Deontay and everything. But that was earlier in Deontay.
Let me hold on. Good evening, Victor.
Good night.
Go ahead, Stormy.
Yeah. Lennox was trying to show D that, and they were in the parking lot. It looked like it was late in the night. They were out there talking and exchanging info. But what was interesting was this. Lennox ended up being a protege of Emmanuel Stewart, who ran the Kronk Gym. Mark Breland come up through the Kronk Gym. Even though Lennox was showing him on video that night, that exchange, I don't know that they ever crossed paths again in the gym where Lennox was around or came in to visit, or even D may have called him or anything. I don't think that happened. Anyone who's close to both parties can speak otherwise, of course. But my assessment of it is this. Lennox could not show him in one evening in a parking lot. It would have required some time in the gym, because you were dealing with a man who came to the sport late, and he had the athleticism to be able to execute what you're trying to show him. But there are stages that need and steps that need to be taken to get him to be able to do what you're trying to show him how to do.
Right.
And see, that type of breaking a fighter down to its base principles is what was missing with Deontay. And see, rather than be teaching and trying to build and make a better brand of the man, there were people who were overly critical and dismissive and also being judgmental.
Yeah.
But look at how far he got without what a lot of people who have been doing it since they were kids,
That's right.
that they didn't get. And see, therein lies another place, jealousy. I would have loved to have been able to work with Deontay Wilder in the gym, because I would tell you something, as bad as he is not knocking people out with that daunted right hand, with the sheer athleticism that the man has and the tools, the 82-inch reach, the 6'6" height, the thin, reedy strength that he has, because he don't have a lot of mass, but he has strength. He's got that Southern man strength. It's there. Dude, he could have been one of the best boxing heavyweights of all time. But it's just a laziness that exists, that didn't allow what could have happened with him to happen. Think about how great Bo Jackson was. He was born that way. He was born with all that you saw, all of those athletic feats, running up the side of the wall on a baseball field, and just throwing a ball from outfield to home plate to throw a guy out, running through people, so strong and fierce and fast that he pulled his own hip out of socket. We're talking about a man, home runs, first at bat. I mean, just an incredible subject. What? People just showed him stuff. Oh, this is how we play football. This is how we play baseball. This is how we play basketball. You know, they just show him. But he was born with something that God put in him, right? Now imagine if somebody really tried to take that and make it the best of what they could make it. But see, he realized and recognized early on that he was very good. So he could do what he wanted as long as he put his mind to it. He understood that about himself. And that could have been through his upbringing, who knows? But a lot of people don't have that. So you need that teacher and that mentor or someone to put you on track. Imagine if Mike Tyson had the fortitude of a Devin Haney. Now you apply Cuss's teachings to someone like that and still be gifted like Mike was physically and everything, but he had a different ethic like a Devin or something. Now you're talking about one of the greats of all time. But because he didn't have that, he's not one of the greats of all time. He's not. He's one of the most exciting of all time.
There's a difference.
And he's one of the most entertaining of all time.
That's right.
But any time he faced a fighter on his own level, or what would be an elite level fighter, he failed.
Yeah.
And not only in his failure that he suffered those setbacks, but there was never any redemption.
Yeah.
Never looked for it. That speaks volumes. And shout out to Aaron Snow. That's inside.
Yeah. No, Victor. Athleticism. Deontay Wilder is athletically gifted. The situation surrounding Wilder had everything to do with him being very trustworthy and blessing people around him, and a lot of them didn't have his best interests at hand. And that's the long and short end of it on that. And I can say that for a fact. And Mark Breland was not that guy. We all know what's going on with that. We all know what happened with that. And this man really got it out the mud. If you look up getting it out the mud, as it pertains to a lot of fighters, that applies to Deontay Wilder. Even right now, people are trying to ish on his name, and it's not fair. It'll never be fair, but life ain't fair. And I can tell you right now,
let it be known that what was just spoken of about Deontay Wilder was not criticism of Deontay. It was reflection,
right,
of the experience of Deontay. That's what that is. See, a lot of times people can hear, but the mind isn't open enough to receive the true message.
Correct.
See, being able to receive a message means that, first of all, there has to be a cooperation. What does that mean? Open-minded to receive. A closed mind rejects.
Right.
And a closed mind doesn't learn. You have to understand that.
You see, Deontay's had some difficulties, but he's still around. With this, according to what people say, I never said it. According to what people say, with his limited skill and starting late, look at what all he's accomplished. And it took a whole entire machine to try and take him down. But like I said, time reveals all truth. You know, none of the greats went undefeated. I hope you know that. And if you're saying, what about Floyd? Look, he got away. I guess I could say I'm happy for him. But what would have happened if he stuck around? We don't know. Because there was a few things that I wanted to see him do. He just didn't do it. So, you know, he got away with it because he's Floyd Mayweather. But he calls himself TBE. That's just a fancy phrase to me. All right? Because when it comes to this game of boxing, he don't match up, man. He don't. Was he great in his era? Yes. But there's a whole lot of things that I wanted to see him do that he didn't choose to do, and I let that go. But when I say respect the road travel, look at his road, and look at the help that Floyd had, and look at Deontay's road, and look at the help he didn't have, and look at how he was treated by his own American audience, Black American audience. So he was fighting uphill the whole time. And for him to go through that, and I met the brother on a few occasions, for him to still be smiling, there's not that many people that can do that. Anthony Joshua loses to Usyk, and he's throwing belts out the ring, and it turned into a WWE promo. I was like, what's wrong with this dude? He's throwing it out, threw the belt out the ring. I was like, what's wrong with him? He just lost. All right. God damn. So you see the difference in behavior.
His first loss against Andy Ruiz Jr. Do you know that he regrettably said, after all the foolishness that he, Matchroom, and Hearn had taken the entire boxing community through, when he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. in Madison Square Garden, he had the nerve to sit there and say, I wish it were Wilder.
I wish it were Wilder. And I said, look at you now, you idiot. Because I was trying to prevent that the whole time. I said, these two brothers, I'm saying that on purpose, y'all. These two brothers, two black men, but one of them is going to be undisputed. Do you understand? We was one fight away from undisputed. One fight away. And because that fool listened to Eddie Hearn, look now, the system got what they wanted. We can say we had a white heavyweight champion. The Ukrainian who was undersized. That's how they won. Even Fury found out, you're still a gypsy. I don't care how white you are. Didn't we tell you that was going to happen? Didn't we tell you? And that's just how they won it. Congratulations.
You tell people, because, you know, there are some who weren't around on purpose. and just weren't listening because their minds were closed. Remember what I said just a moment ago about closed minds.
Yep.
But would you tell people, remind them, please, when the fight was finally made between Fury and Usyk, what did I say was going to happen?
You said Fury was about to get taken to the cleaners because Usyk knows how to win. Now, the whole time, did you ever hear me say Usyk is a cheater and a racist? Nope. I always gave Usyk 100% credit. I knew his position in the sport. He's not flashy. He's a family man. His country's going through something horrible right now. Everything matched up. Everything matched up. And didn't I tell you that these people are symbolic? And guess what, y'all? I don't have a problem with him saying I'm an undisputed champion. He never did anything wrong. He never said anything racist. He's not out there in the streets acting crazy. When he's not fighting, you don't hear from him. Much like Artur Beterbiev.
And there's one more thing about Usyk, too. He's a man of God.
He's a man of God. When he was kissing his cross, they said he was taking an inhaler. I said, damn, how dare you?
Check this out. Now, Fury, whatever God he serves, is he's a man of that God, but we've seen him not be of God, haven't we? We've seen him do things that are opposite, opposing.
That's right.
Publicly, privately, business-wise.
That's right.
And guess what? There was still mercy on him in that bout against Usyk because he was supposed to be stopped.
Round 9, brother. That was bad.
And there are people that are saying, even still, because you know they're supposed to have a rematch coming up, possibly. We say possibly because sometimes things just go a different way with Mr. Fury, don't they?
That's right.
But not to get too far off track. People are still thinking like, all he has to do is do what he was doing that was so successful before he had that horrible round 9. As if the horrible round 9 didn't happen by Usyk doing something. I talked about it in the post-fight. I've said it in a few videos aftermath that one thing that Alexander Usyk told the man going in, he said, "Don't worry, Tyson, I will not leave you alone." Remember him saying that?
Yeah.
Now, what that was supposed to mean to people who don't understand, he was going to be at him all night long. He was going to be there. Regardless of what you think you're going to do, don't worry, I will not leave you alone. I'm going to be there. See, his bit of trash talking and everything doesn't necessarily translate smoothly because, you know, English is not his first language. However, all you got to do is look at how the man fought. Early in the fight, he was touching Fury everywhere, to the body, the chest, the head, arms. He was hitting him. But the punches were about being placed, not trying to knock him out. Fury had a few good rounds that he began to string together after like the third or the fourth. And they got to thinking, oh, here we go. Now Tyson is starting to dominate until Usyk began to put some meat on his punches. Because he had to establish where he could hit him first. Gauge, touch him. Mm-hmm. Old coaches will always say, just keep touching the guy. Mm-hmm. George Foreman was touching Michael Moore all night long. And Michael Moore thought in the 10th round,
comfortable.
He done hit me with his best stuff. He can't do nothing to me. Let me go in here. Boom!
Yep.
And to this day, Michael Moore still say it was lucky that made George win that fight.
He got outsmarted. That's what happened.
Yeah. Just like when Fury got hit, he didn't know where it came from.
Yep.
That wasn't supposed to happen. He's just a blown up cruiserweight. They used to say the same thing about Evander Holyfield. But in that third fight with Riddick Bowe, In an exchange on the inside, Holyfield hit Bo with a short left hook on the chin. Boom! Down goes Bo.
Wasn't that his first time getting knocked on his ass like that too?
Yep.
See?
Yep.
Down goes Bo. That was crazy.
You see, this is when I say these things that I talk about, there's a lot of merit and there's a lot of supported evidence of what I'm talking about. This is not just a guy blowing something out into the wind. I say what I say because understanding from both sides, and this is not to get off of who we were talking about, because it's still about Conor Benn, yes. But when we're talking about this sport of boxing, fighters who are brought through the proper way will always have a stake in things. Fighters who are on the wrong side of the tracks, they get further and further and further away from the actual path that they need to be on.
Yep.
Which is why I say fighters like Conor Benn should be dismissed. Your favorite, the God in some folks' mind, Canelo, should be dismissed. That little Julio Cesar Martinez should be dismissed. Oscar Valdez, plenty of them. They need to be gone. Those are cheaters, people.
You know what just dawned on me? I remember when Jarrell Miller finally got cornered because they were on his bumper the whole week, and he finally admitted it. My bad, I'm sorry. He ain't fight for like 4 years.
But at least he said what?
My bad, I'm sorry. Now, how did we handle it? We said, man, look, we was rooting for you, but we didn't want you to kill AJ. That's what we said.
Yeah.
All the rest of these guys, it was boar meat. I ate bad cows. It was iced tea. And they still stand on it. I ain't even gonna get into the Ryan Garcia thing.
Even when companies have come forward and said, no, that's not in our product. What are you talking about?
And they're standing on it. And these guys getting 6 months, 1 year. And their fan base is like, nothing to see here. Okay. Jarrell admitted it. We ain't seen him for like 3.5, 4 years. Main event Mark with that super sticker. Salute to you, good brother. See what I mean? This is the nonsense come on now. So now we're going to bring the conversation full circle. How do y'all feel about Conor Benn? Because now we got eggs. This man does not have, listen, y'all. This man does not have a license to fight in his own damn country. He's fighting in Florida. And now Eddie Hearn, who's finding a way for him to get paid, somehow he moved up to number 3 in the IBF. And shout out to Oddfella, because I didn't know his last fight was at 54. But he moved up the rankings in 47. In Boots, who went to Eddie Hearn and said, yo, take care of me. Right, I'll take care of you. Here's what I got. Don't worry about Brian Norman. Don't worry about Mario Barrios. Don't worry about Stanionis. I got you a rematch with Karen, okay, in Germany. What? Or here's what you can do. Vacate the belts. You can fight Madrimov. Now imagine this. Boots, you beat Madrimov. You do it better than Bud. You're a rock star. But Eddie, I want to be undisputed. Never mind that. Hey Conor, just stay on the line. Just be quiet. Never mind that. Go to 154. I'll get you a Bud fight. Conor, get ready. Get ready. Don't worry. Don't worry. You fight in Vegas. What do you say, Bud? I mean, what do you say, Boots? The spear. Right in the poop chute. Right? Dynamite. Dynamite. Right up his buttocks. Dynamite. Unmarked. What? Yes. putting the Royal F, the Queensberry Royal F, Queensberry Matchroom right in the butt. Remember when I told you I just did the live? I said, who really runs boxing? Y'all want to say Tank? Y'all want to say Floyd? Y'all want to say Canelo? No fighter runs boxing. I'm going to say it more. If y'all didn't get the live stream, what I was saying was, no fighter runs boxing. No. That was my point. You can say Canelo. You can say Tank. It's no fighter runs boxing.
Man, when Hearn and Matchroom are done with Jerron, his name gonna be Sandals. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Let me tell y'all something. Whatever Boots does next, and I don't wish this. Double A Vibe said my British accent sucks. I'm a dick for doing that, but whatever, man. Listen. I'm just warning y'all. I'm preparing y'all. And let me be clear. I hope it does not happen. But what I'm about to say is a reality. It's a possibility. Whatever Boots decides to do next, he could lose the next fight. And then everybody's going to hit him with a landslide of, I knew he was overrated. And y'all not factoring in the position he put himself in. Because he went to Eddie. And he's not educated enough to do this shit on his own. I said what he should have did was hit up Bill behind the scenes and say, oh, Bill, I'll throw you some cheddar for some game. Because, you got to pay for information. There's no harm in that. Y'all pay for school in America. We pay to go to college to get a degree. We get hundreds of thousands of dollars in college debt to get a degree. And do you know the average American does not work in the field they have a goddamn degree in? Do you know that? So now that we know that, you're paying for education. What's the problem? Had he gone to Bill and said, yo, Bill, I'm about to give you some bread. Put me up on game. Hell, why didn't he go to DHP? What I'm saying is a lot of these fighters don't know how to do certain things. So he just went to Eddie because he thought that was the best business move, and look at him now. So there's a place of concern. At least from my end, I want what's best for him. Now watch this.
He about to lose a title that he didn't win in the ring and didn't defend in the ring. What the hell is going on?
And Boots Smokey next up. Look at his options. How the hell? When I heard he lost the purse bid, I was like, yo, how the fuck what? How does he lose a purse bid? What is going on? And then Box Fans Times 4 says, yo, he's dealing with Conor Benn, and Conor Benn moved up in the rankings. I said, oh my God. Y'all don't see what's going on? Okay, fine.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Now watch this. You don't feel sorry for Boots and he made his bed, he got laying it? Okay, let's do that. Let me holler at you Shakur fans. Y'all think this is a shoe-in victory for him on his upcoming card? Are y'all paying attention? Well, he done burnt his bridges. He can't call Bill up for game. Yo, what should I do, Bill? I'm a free agent now. What should I do, Bill? He burnt that bridge. He's blocked. Bill ain't even gonna change his number. He just blocked his ass. So now he's gonna go fight in Saudi. He's supposed to steamroll his next opponent, right? He's already cooked. They done told you he's boring. Now, let me reiterate this, y'all. I never said he's boring. I don't like how Shakur's moving as a person. You never heard me say that kid's trash. As a matter of fact, when everyone's saying, oh, he's a runner, I said, nah, he's boxing. You can't tell me that Shakur is boring and he's running. Meanwhile, y'all tell me Willie Pep is the best defensive fighter of all time and he's a top 50 all-time fighter. Don't tell me that. Oh, Willie Pep won a round of boxing. He didn't throw a punch. It was all defense. Oh, wow. That sounds good, right? How the fuck did he win a round if he didn't throw a punch? Is there video of this? But that's what y'all tell me. Burt Sugar, not Kurt Sugar. Burt Sugar. Live and died by that story. I said it sounds great, but Shakur's boring. Really? Okay, if that's how y'all want to play it, are y'all awake yet? Are y'all awake? I don't like how Shakur's moving as a person, as a fighter. I have no problem with him. When they dragged him about the De Los Santos fight, I was like, nah, don't do that. He won. It was De Los Santos' job to cut off the ring and land something. Don't care. That was his job. He was supposed to beat Shakur. He couldn't do it. I don't care. Tank says, hey, man, go rematch De Los Santos and I'll fight you. What's the matter, Tank? You want to give Shakur his first L? Shut up. Stop it. But the groundwork has been set. Now he's going to Saudi. There's no protection. What I'm saying to you guys is maybe if this guy that Tank is fighting gets to 12, what if they rob Shakur? What if we know we saw Shakur win 10 rounds, but he wasn't engaging like how people wanted him to? What if that Sunday I'm saying, yo, he got robbed, bro? Are y'all gonna care? Or the champion's gonna sit back and say, yo, we told him to engage. Hold on a minute. How do you score a fight? What's the criteria? Can y'all name the criterias right now in the chat? What's the criteria of scoring a fight? Stormy will be back. What's the criteria for scoring a boxing match? Can y'all name them? There's real criteria. In every fight that Shakur won, he met that criteria. I don't care what y'all saying. But what happens now that code is on him? What happens if he goes to Saudi and gets into a dogfight with this dude and they see a bunch of eye candy? And they say, you know what? He won the drama of the fight. So let's maybe this loss will make Shakur behave like how we want him to behave. How do you want him to behave? Not like Willie Pep. You see my point? Not like Willie Pep. What did they do to Shakur? His last outing, they showed people leaving the arena. I'm like, why are they doing that to him? Why are they doing that to him? Now, mind you, I'm speaking the facts. I don't like how Shakur is moving outside the ring. I don't like it. That has nothing to do with what I'm seeing. Fair enough? Y'all really need to pay attention. That's humble, right? That's what they like to do to us, right? He's going to Saudi. They're going to get him right over there. Another thing is, what if he goes down there and start acting out of character? Trying to engage. We don't know what kind of chin he has. You know what we do know? We know mentally, if he's putting the grinder, we know mentally he might not be able to take it. All that crying and shit he does, he did it after the Olympics because he blew it. I don't like to lose. I was like, bro, stop. He's going to live to regret that. And he wins the fight because he's undefeated. You're winning. Why are you on a 48-hour binge arguing with people on Twitter? Young man, you won. That's it. Your response to everyone should have been, I won. Dig it. Oh, were you born? You won. I won. Dig it. Oh, well, F you. I won. Dig it. That should have been a response to everything. He should have made a shirt. I won. Dig it. But now he's going to Saudi and fighting. What's his brother's name? He's fighting over there. Stormy. What's his guy's name? Cordina.
Yeah,
that's
Joe
what he's fighting.
Cordina.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a gimme fight. Y'all better hope he styles on this dude and knocks him out, because if it's round 6 or 7 and he's still there, it's gonna be a problem, y'all. If he's still there and he realizes, hey man, he can't hurt me, I'm gonna walk him down. And like weird shit happens in Saudi, doesn't it? Right? Ajit Kabiel is on a 2-fight knockout streak in Saudi. Just like that. Right in your face. And still no one's talking about him. He stopped Marjamov, that giant bear-looking Russian dude. And he stopped the Cuban Flash. Didn't see that coming, right? because the Cuban Flash was next up. Was he not? Was he not? He got stopped, y'all. Agit Caballero, 2-fight win streak. Just like that. So there's some movement going on. So I hope y'all paying attention to detail. And all of this movement, and right under the radar, Conor Benn is number 3 in the IBF. Number 2's not rated. So basically, Boots might be getting set up for failure. And enter Conor Benn. It looks like he's preserving Conor Benn, who's a drug cheat. A drug cheat. He can't fight in his own country. How the hell? What? He sees more value in. Y'all gonna learn at some point. Y'all gonna learn. You can't say I'm racist. You can't. Conor Benn is black. Look at him. I don't like cheaters, man. This is ridiculous. Y'all understand when you get caught juicing, whatever it is, I don't care if it's a gram of salt in an Olympic-sized pool. It shouldn't have been in there in the first place. To me, that's attempted murder, y'all. It's attempted murder. To me. And you're right, odd fella. I'm looking at the IBF like, what? What are y'all really doing, man? All right, who took bread? How'd that happen? Let me look at the IBF rankings right here. Jin Sasuke, okay. Louis Crocker, Patty Donovan, Alex Rocha, Gabriel Venezuela, Nicholas Flash. Okay, there's no one there that anyone's checking for. The only person in that ranking that people know is Conor Benn. So they're going to send Jerron to Germany to fight a guy he fought already. Shocker. For him to come back and fight the winner of that fight, whether it be Jerron. So watch this. If Jerron goes to Germany and styles on Cameron, he's going to bring his ass back to America to fight Conor Benn, the egg eater.
No, he's going to go to Germany if he takes the fight in Germany. He's going to go over there, and after a couple of rounds, he's going to be asking his dad in the corner, why do I feel this?
Why do I feel this way? That's going to be Boots. In Germany, Winston in the corner like AJ when he was in New York. Why do I feel this way? He gonna put the camera on Eddie Hearn. He's going to be like, got him again. Because that's how they do us. Man, Boots, you better not go to Germany. You may as well go to 54 and fight Madrimov. God damn, man. This is stupid. Meanwhile, how do you lose the purse bid against Brian Norman Jr.? This is what happened. Oh, man. So
listen, since he wants to enjoy being compared to Roy Jones so much, have him, Boots, personally have a conversation with Roy Jones and ask Roy, why did you never go to Germany to fight Henry Mosk? And see what Roy Jones tells him.
Roy gonna be like, well, you see, I did not need to go to Germany because I was the baddest man on the planet. Well, Boots, what's a little, I don't know, $900,000 payday or whatever it is? I don't know what they're paying him for that. Don't go to Germany. There, I said it. Do not go. Don't go.
Y'all must have forgot.
Whoa! What the
Go! Yep. Y'all must have forgot. Roy never went to go fight Mitsevsky. That's all they were talking about. And Roy said, wait a minute. We can't even spell his name. And guess what? To this day, nobody holds that over Roy's head. Ask anybody. Yo, who's Darius Michalczewski? They're going to be like, huh? Who? And if they say they know, then ask them to spell it. That's a bonus. You can't spell it. It's M and what else? I bet you'll get it wrong. You can spell Darius. But his last name for y'all, Coach K. You know why we call him Coach K? His real name is Mike Krzyzewski. It is spelled nothing like how it sounds. There's like 8 K's in it. It's all consonants and like 3 vowels. If you put his name on Wheel of Fortune, you'd lose. Let me get a K. 8 K's. Ding, ding, ding. V. 1 V. Ding, ding. Vanna White's looking like, what the fuck is this? Who is this? Mike Krzyzewski. Darius at Boxer, 90s. Roy Jones ducked him, allegedly. Darius Miklashevsky, KZMKZITUZZZKAA. Some stupid shit like that. And Roy ducked that guy. Nobody was checking for that guy. Only HBO said that. Matter of fact, shout out to Wheel of Fortune. Where's my clip?
Yeah.
And forfeit. N.
No N. Brandy.
No N?
That guy just knew. He knew that word, didn't he? He was like, oh, this one easy. My daddy told me this when I was 3 years old.
He said N.
He said that. Hey, you remember the old Superman TV series with George Reeves when it came on and he was standing on the moon and with the flag in the background, standing on with his hands on his hips. He was all confident, right? That's how dude was when he said N. He was. You can hear the Superman music playing. Dun, 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 dun. He was like, N. Oh boy was like, no N.
Oh my God. Oh, I hate life. It's crazy.
You mean my daddy lied to me?
What the hell is a clam nigga? Oh,
man.
boxing, please. Oh God. So anyway, nobody in America even remembers Darius Miklashevsky. No one remembers him, and nobody is saying, "Roy, you ducked that guy." Roy gonna be like, spell his name. M. Okay, exactly. Shut up. I have no idea what a clam nigga is. Oh my God. I laughed so hard I got dizzy just now. Shut up! All right, this is serious. Because I'm concerned about Shakur. Oh my God, he said N. No N. Whew. Wow.
But it's not even just saying the N. It's the confidence that he had. Like he knew this. He's like, this is my game right here. He's like, I got give me an N there, Alex.
Oh.
You know that other meme that shows everybody going like this? It's like, you should add that in there. It's like when he says N and everybody go,
oh. Baseball. Oh my gosh. I can't, man.
But see, even in that, at least we could laugh at it, right? But it's like, dude, come on. Really? It's like, this is the plight of the black man. You know what I mean? It's freaking ridiculous.
Yo, I'm gonna say he thought that 450 was secure. He said, I got this. I got this. And the pause in between was crazy. He said, no end.
And you know the host was like, wanted to say, well, what's a clan?
What? Oh, you saw the other one with dude said, I like to solve. He said, go ahead. It said right in the butt. Everyone was like, what? That totally wasn't it. It said right in the butt. Oh my God. Oh, I hate people. It's crazy. So what's a clam nigga? I don't know. I have to Google it. What's a use a clam nigga? I don't know. Maybe they up in, I don't know, somewhere in Maine, you know, on the beach. They're looking for clams. Clam niggas. I don't know. But anyway, everything we're talking about. Shakur potentially. Listen, I hope Shakur go up there and get a knockout. Now let me tell you. But Drew, you don't like Shakur. No, I don't like how he's moving. But listen to this. Who would you rather see take Shakur's L? Cordina or Tank? Tank fans, don't you want to, wouldn't you want to be the first one to take Tank's L? I thought that those two camps would be working feverishly to get a fight together because someone's O got to go. Yo, Stormy, you remember watching a fight and Michael Buffer says, someone's O has to go. Doesn't that get you hype? Like, ooh, lot on the line here.
He said that when Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad.
Yep. Man, and by the way, speaking of that, I thought Oscar won that fight. I thought he won the fight. They punished him for running the last 3 rounds. I said he won enough rounds.
Which he actually did. He ran. It's like,
you
know how they say Shakur runs, Bud runs, everybody runs that's black, right?
Yep.
Oscar was literally running in there. He was literally running and not fighting.
He did everything but turn his back and go like this. Just high step it. He did run the last 3 rounds, but he secured enough rounds early in the fight. I said, Tito got to run and just like DDT him or something. Tito got to cut the ring off and get him in a gunfight because he's down. He didn't. He let Oscar with his back turned. Back to the ropes. He let him off the hook. I said, Oscar won this. Rounds 12, 11, and 10 were an eyesore. But you know what? I thought Oscar won enough of the fight to get the nod. And what did they do? They took it from him. That's what they did. You see? And I'm telling you, if Cordina gets to round 12, they're going to get Shakur. Going to get him, man. I don't trust this business. They're going to get him. And my live is going to be epic. It's going to be I told you so. And that's going to be only part 1. There's a few I told you so's. When it happens, you don't know. I told you so. Volume 1. Didn't I tell you they're going to get this kid? Didn't I tell you? Told you. And I'm not a Shakur fan like that. No. But I speak of the facts.
And Tank is only delaying his lesson because he won't fight nobody. He's only delaying it. And I guess Loma said, I'm just going to sit this one out and ride it out because, my titles are guaranteed.
I'm talking about that tomorrow. Like, what the y'all gonna keep playing, and they're gonna get him. And I told you so. Volume 2. Wait, see, told you. I told you. They're gonna get it. Listen, unless he sold his soul already, then there's that. But it don't look like it. I told y'all they're trying to line up Lomachenko to be the next undisputed champion at 135. I told y'all.
Even selling your soul. This is the whole reality about that. That's why these folks need to wake up to that foolishness, because when you're black, it don't matter. You ain't in the club. You're not. You might be able to hang around some folks that be in the club. You might even, rub elbows and bed sheets with them and all of that. But you are never, ever, 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 ever one of them. You're not. And sometimes, the wake-up call comes. Huh?
Yep.
Even when you don't think you sleep.
It's bad, man. It's
the
bad.
Wake-up call comes.
It's bad. I'm gonna be right here. And actually, Volume 1 already happened, and y'all don't even remember. I told y'all when Anthony Joshua loses, it won't even be against Deontay. I told y'all they weren't fighting back then, but I said, when he loses, it's gonna be when you least expect it, against the person you least expect it to, and it's gonna be ugly, and it's gonna be just enough to put that blemish on him. And I'll be damned. I don't care if he got it back against Andy Ruiz. He shouldn't have lost it in the first place. The first time he comes to the mecca of boxing.
Do you know how much money whomever made when AJ lost that fight against Ruiz? And this is the worst part about it. Because it's Hearn and Matchroom, I wouldn't be surprised if they, and then he turns around and signs a lifetimer with them.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Buck breaking at its finest. Huh?
Y'all gonna learn.
Just ask Kell Brook. You see? That's what happened when you don't go along with the plan from the man. They do you like they did Kell Brook. And guess what? Sandals Ennis, that's what he just stuck his feet into. Huh?
I don't understand, man. These fighters, we know more about the landscape than they do. Nobody on Boots' team say, yo, bro, don't go over there. Don't do that. You mean to tell me there's no? Why do you think I just mentioned he should have called Bill or something to get game? Go over to DHP. Do that. Why the fuck did he go over to Eddie Hearn with that man's track record? Why did he do that? It goes to show you these dudes really don't know what they're doing. They really don't know. And I like Boots, but that was a dick move. And it didn't take him long to show him how much of a dick move it was. Who's shocked at this? When y'all heard that he lost the purse bid, y'all wasn't like, how the fuck? Eddie Hearn got deep pockets. What do you mean? And then what made it worse was, okay, he lost the purse bid. It can't be that bad, can it? And then you look at his options, you're like, wait a minute. Why are you doing that? What's going on? What's going on? And then enter Conor Benn with the eggs.
Dude, I couldn't help but just think as I saw that, I was like, you know what? This is Deontay Wilder, AJ situation all over again.
All over again, bro.
All over again. A leopard doesn't change his spots. That's why I want to see if his new nickname gonna catch on. Because you done heard me say it twice this evening. I'll say it one more time. Sandals Ennis. Because his boots have been unlaced. Yeah.
Yo, listen. How would y'all feel if we never got Boots versus Brian Norman? How would you feel if we never get Boots versus Bud or Errol or Stanionis at least or Barrios? Do you know all of those? Brian Norman Jr., Stanionis, and Barrios all have the same story. They said, why that fight not happening with you and Boots for unification? You know what they said? Eddie lowballed us. That's what they said. They don't talk to each other. They're not friends. How the hell do they have all the same story? They lowballed us. Eddie's going to tell y'all, well, nobody wants to fight a Boots. We know that's bullshit. Mario Barrios don't want to fight. Why not? Stanionis, why not? We know Brian Norman wants to fight. Come on. Get the money up. You know what happened. And you know why I believe everything Brian Norman says? Because we know Eddie Hearn. And now we're looking at the results. Okay, don't worry about that. Go to Germany and beat a guy you already beat. Right? Or vacate and go to 54 and fight Madrimov. Those are your options for low money. Low money, by the way. And mind you, if he don't beat Karen, it's going to be Karen who's going to be the new champion versus who? Conor Benn. And then Conor Benn gets in the mix with Stanionis and Barrios and Brian Norman. And where's Boots? Well, Boots has to get back. You know, he lost one, you know, but he has to come back, and I believe he'll come back. You serious?
And I will tell you something else that nobody wants to hear. You go to 154 and fight Madrimov, you lose to Madrimov. You lose.
Yep.
You lose.
Yep. He's going to lose to him.
Because
you know why?
Hearn was definitely certain that Madrimov was going to beat Terrence Crawford.
Yep.
It was
Remember how adamant he was?
Crawford won that fight on his experience. Boots don't have that type of experience. Boots got a lot of knockouts over guys that you're supposed to knock out when you're in that kind of position that he's in and given scheduled fights that he's been scheduled.
Watch this, Stormy. Where's Madrimov from?
He's from the same place Triple G is from over there.
He's one of those, you know, who gives a fuck to stand guys, right?
Yep.
Let me tell you something. In the same circumstances, they're not going to get him like that twice. They're not going to nod against him twice. But right place, right time, did enough to win the fight. That's my opinion. It is what it is. They ain't going to do it again. They're not going to know. He gets to the cars with Boots, they're going to take it from him. And that's Eddie Hearn. That's Eddie Hearn.
And he may not even make it to the cars with Madrimov.
Yeah, that's another thing. Aren't we saying that Boots ain't been tested yet?
Yep.
I would rather him get tested at 147 than to go up to 154 against Madrimov, because now we know Madrimov he's not a fluke. The guy can fight. The guy can fight. DOG, he says, I know the culture of Eddie. They don't fuck with us. Sabotage us so we don't become great. It's UK first, Conor. It's for the Eubanks. Bro, they still got that fight on the plate. This guy juiced up, man. His head grew, man. Manny Pacquiao took so many steroids. He looked like the Hulk. You put the Hulk's head on a Smurf body. That was Manny Pacquiao. You take the Hulk's head and put it on, what was that dude's name? The Smurf that was always looking for smoke. What was his name? I don't remember his name. The Smurf that was always beefing with the tattoo on his arm. Put the Hulk head on him. That's Manny Pacquiao. I was like, how he out here looking like a caveman? His head grew. Of course he was on steroids. Drew, you don't know that. Y'all said the same shit about Barry Bonds. Manny ain't never popped. Barry Bonds never popped. He was just caught up in Balco. Shut up. Man, y'all gonna wake up. Y'all gonna be forced to wake up. Congratulations. Boots was just set up for failure. Now Boots has to make a decision, and now he has to win. I'm going to say the same thing about Boots, and y'all might not like it, but it's the truth. Boots has beaten everybody he fought, but he's never been... What do you think we mean when we say been tested? I want to see what happens. All right? Floyd Mayweather was tested a few times. We seen him caught with some really good shots, and he showed a hell of a chin. He really did. Floyd Mayweather has some dog in him. I'll give him that. Hefty. Thank you, Rico. Hefty Smurf. That's Hulk's head on... Manny Pacquiao was Hulk's head on Hefty Smurf's body. Now, Floyd Mayweather been tested. We seen him get hit with some shots. We've never seen that with Shakur. What's going to happen? If he get clipped, what's going to happen? I don't like to lose. Ow. I didn't know he hit that hard. Ow. He could get hit, they be like, yo, hold on. Can't get that off. I want to know. Shakur might be a dog. You haven't seen it. Boots might be a dog. He might get dropped and then get up off the floor. Watch this.
I doubt it though.
Hey, Felix Trinidad been dropped several times. He got up and whooped his opponent's ass. It's just in certain fighters. They get defended. How many times he been in the Holyfield been hurt? Bert Cooper knocked the shit out of him. I was like, oh no, whoa. He came back and put it on Bert. Michael Moore versus Bert Cooper. Some fighters just have it. I don't know if Shakur has it because he ain't been caught yet. I don't know if Boots have it. So when I say these guys haven't been tested, that's what I mean. I can say that about Floyd Mayweather. I said, well, he got clocked and he kept coming. He got right back on it. I can't say that about Boots. I can't say that about Shakur. I can't say that about Tank. Until he gets knocked around and has to come from behind and win. I'm not saying he don't have it. I'm saying I haven't seen it. Fair enough? I haven't seen it. I know what happens when Devin gets hurt. Uh-oh. Devin quit? No. He fought a person on drugs and overweight. Didn't quit. He went to the cards, y'all. But y'all don't hear me. Dogs. And now you're going to send this boy over to the Saudi? Y'all know what's about to happen? Or y'all just saying, oh, well, he's going to style on him. He's going to, okay. Y'all better hope he does. I hope he does. I'm still sticking to this. I don't want Tank's Ogon or Shakur's Ogon unless they take it from each other. Fair enough? There's still hope. Hey, they can even still go up to 140 and fight Devin. They ain't gonna do that. Remember when I said they need to work it out between, and Frank Martin was in that crew. They need to work it out. There's still 3 left. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all cool with all this ducking and dodging. And by the way, Devin undefeated. Shakur undefeated. Tank undefeated. Why is there still value? There's more value in Lomachenko than all 3 of the names I mentioned. Why? When that motherfucker got 3 losses. Huh? What? Y'all don't know the assignment. But okay, soak in it. Because Loma beats both of them. You know how he beats them? You want to know how? The machine. The machine. The next time Loma goes 12 with any one of these dudes, listen, I don't want y'all running to my channel. Oh, come on, Drew. He dropped Loma 3 times. I'm gonna be like, so what? So what? Remember? Peds is not why Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia. I want you to remember all that shit you talk. Oh, well, it really was a draw versus Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder in the first fight. Huh? I want you to remember all that shit you talk. Remember it. Whoever one of those brothers fighting Lomachenko, y'all got to knock him out. Because the scorecards are done already. They're done. The same reason why Coach Cal don't want the Shakur fight, the Tank, is the same reason why he really don't want that Lomachenko fight. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. Trust me.
He's not gonna let him do what he wanted to do.
He's not gonna let him do what he do. Pardon me while I drink this Mountain Dew. Watch, I'm telling y'all, everything y'all put out, be prepared to take it. I'm telling you. I've seen this already. We've been down this road. What do you think when AJ brought his ass to my city and lost to Andy Ruiz? Yo. Y'all remember AJ fans once upon a time were the loudest people in all our chats? Y'all remember that? That Sunday. Crickets. I went to everyone's channel just to see. Y'all know I don't troll. I just said, let me see what they're talking about. I heard every excuse in the fucking book. And I'm like, man, if they only knew the phone call I got. Because that was right before the pandemic. I said, they ain't gonna believe me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him. And my boy said, yo, who's your man? I said, who's my man? He said, yo, your man, the big British kid? He left me a message. When I called him back, he said, yo, your man was walking around with no shoes on, sweating, like he was about to cry, going in and out the locker room. He said, who's that tall white boy? I said, that gotta be Eddie Hearn. He said, yo, he's on the phone with somebody tomorrow. I don't know. I was like, what? And when I went home and watched the fight, because I went to work that day, I went home and watched the fight. AJ's in the corner with his arms up Winston. Why do I feel this way? Oh!
Hey, do you remember his ring walk? That stupid ass look he had on his face?
He probably was wearing a pamper.
It was like a scared look with a half of a smile or some shit. It was like really weird. It wasn't his usual look.
Nope.
And when you put all that stuff together, it's like, got him.
And you know what? This is something he'll never say out loud or anything. If you talk to him on the one and you say, yo, man, what the fuck happened to you in New York against Ruiz? I drank some Gatorade and my stomach. I bet you he gonna tell you some shit. I bet you. And you know what? He thought he would. I'm with Eddie Hearn. I'm with this white guy. It'll never happen to me. Besides, I'm not Black American. I'm British. Nope. Not at all. That's a negative, K. Nope. Got him. And Stormy, didn't we get on here and say poisoned? The same shit that happened.
We said it way before anybody could think about it or whatever. And I drew the analogy of the similarities of Deontay and he, because it was like, what, 6 months? No, because Deontay fought Fury in February, right? Mm-hmm. And he fought Ruiz in June. So just a few months apart, but the scenarios were eerily similar. Eerily similar. And I was like, wait a minute, man. And I talked to you about it behind the scenes. And I was like, dude, they just took out the 2 top black heavyweights in a couple of months. The 2 of them. And guess what? They were on that collision course, even though the fight wasn't made and Hearn was not trying to make it because Deontay was open for it. Deontay didn't even think about AJ until AJ said his name. Remember?
That's right.
Deontay wasn't even thinking about him. But AJ said his name, and then it went from there. But the whole point that I'm trying to make is they were the 2 champions. AJ had 3 belts. Deontay had 1. And 1 fight away from being undisputed, like you said so many times. But it seemed like the PTB did not want that to happen. They did not want there to be 1 black man being undisputed in this 4-belt era in the heavyweight division. And there's something to be said about that because the heavyweight champion of the world is and has always been considered the baddest MF on the planet. And we've had the era of Tyson and Lennox and people like that, Evander and all those guys. But this is new age. And that new age is pushing forward a different type of supremacy mindset, that they're cutting corners, that they're pushing people aside or eliminating people so that someone can be included because they have been excluded for so long. And if you don't know history, you don't understand this aspect of what we're talking about. So there is a reason why Alexander Usyk is the undisputed, now unified heavyweight champion of the world, because whatever's happening in his country, the world events and things of that nature, they need something to give themselves a pep, to feel good about themselves, to feel strong, to feel included, to feel on top.
Yep.
You don't understand the symbolism behind what this means. Just like you don't understand what you've done in destroying the symbolism behind what Deontay Wilder meant. Your own people. This was a man who was for the people, for his people. A real people's champion that we haven't had at the heavyweight division since before, what was it? Larry Holmes? And that means you have to go back to Ali, because Ali passed the baton to Holmes. Ali was the last people's heavyweight champion. A man who could proudly sit down in front of the reporters and tell them what was exactly on his mind. And say, I could go to any house and have dinner. He could walk down the street without bodyguards.
If y'all don't believe, and salute to Darius Gillard in that super chat. Myself, he said, Drew, please read my theory of Tank versus Ryan scorecards. Oh, wait, you said something? The brother said, like, how the F do you score a knockdown 9-9 or 10-9? Bro, yeah. By the way, I'm glad you mentioned that, Darius. Because I stand on this. Coach Cal says, oh, that cape is on Tank now. There's an element of truth to that. When Tank knocked down Ryan in the second round of their fight, somehow that was a 10-9 round. How the fuck? That tells you if Ryan made it to round 12, they were going to rob him. It don't work like that for Shakur, y'all.
Wasn't it strange that all of the judges didn't score at 10-8? What was that? It was something real strange about that.
I did a whole show on that, and I think all the judges scored at 10-9, or two of them scored at 10-9. But that's round,
crazy.
Man, bro, if y'all don't understand the fix is in. Oh, you said no before that? He says, I still believe my theory that they paid the judges to make up BS scorecards to validate Tank not fighting fighters that specializes in decision wins, aka boxers. There's an element of truth to that too. There's a reason why. You see, Darius, you understand. You understand. That's why certain things aren't moving the way we would like for them to move. This is why we're not getting what we get. But the luck might run out as soon as he gets in the ring with Lomachenko. There should be an avalanche of criticism towards Lomachenko every day. Every day, it should be, but it's not. Aaron said one judge had a 10-10. Jesus. That's robbery. And by the way, for those of you that think that if you think that AJ wasn't sick before the Ruiz fight, do y'all remember after the fight, AJ's father pressed Eddie Hearn in the ring, and Eddie Hearn had to get in front of his dad and said, Dad, it's not them, it's me. Y'all remember that? Word on the street is AJ wasn't feeling well, and his father told Eddie, stop the fight before it even starts. He's not right. You all the way, come on. You're already over here. You got to go through with it, man. If not, what were they going to do? The 11th hour he got sick, his dad was like, you can't go out like this. And he did. Why do I feel this way? You know why you felt that way, Anthony Joshua? Because someone poisoned, or Anthony Johnson, as Reggie Miller called you. Mr. Worldwide known boxer. Reggie Miller on TNT calling him Anthony Johnson. Go figure, right? You got poisoned, my man. That's what happened. but I don't know what I'm talking about. Everything that I speak on here, you pay attention. This Tank and Shakur thing, I'm telling you, you better pray. Whoever fights Loma got to knock him out. And I know you Tank fans like, oh, he's going to knock him out. Okay. All I'm saying is if y'all really felt he was going to knock him out, if Tank, forget how y'all feel, if Tank felt, if he felt that he could have stopped him, he'd have told Floyd, just give me this fight so I can get rid of him. It's the reason why that fight ain't happened. I'm just saying. Coach Cal don't like putting Tank in the ring with people that's not going to stand in front of him. It's probably why he ain't fight Teofimo Lopez. That's probably why he's looking across at the WBC champion in Shakur and there's no fight. Well, hold on. Coach Cal said, didn't he say, hey, man, you know, why would we take that fight if he's not going to stand and let us do what we do? Did he not say that? I'm like, why is he? Wow. Teofimo, Lomachenko, Shakur, drained Frank Martin. That's what happened. Did Tank not say, oh, man, you look drained? I said, oh, shit. So I made a phone call. I said, yo, da-da-da. And they was like, yeah. I was like, damn. Well, he said it out loud. Discredit yourself. That's cool. That's why I told y'all, Tank fans today remind me of Mike Tyson fans in the 80s and 90s. Mike beats the world. I said, yo, this ain't Mike Tyson's Punch Out. This is the real world. Nah, he beats everybody. I said, okay. 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 Oh, DOG, I know AJ has anxiety attacks. I know. He had a meltdown after Usyk whooped on him. A meltdown. He almost cried after the what was it? The first fight. Went up to Usyk and said, "How did you beat me?" I was like, "What is wrong with this kid?" Y'all remember? What advice would you give people, the kids coming up? Do you want in it? I don't know. I probably tell him don't get into boxing. Remember he said that? I was like, yo! He's telling you what it is. If you want to talk to any athlete and get the real out of them, talk to them after a loss. Go ahead and talk to them. That's why I said, if anything, if I'm going to say anything positive about Floyd Mayweather, I would say that he was mentally prepared for this game. That's what I'll say about him. He was a dog in that ring, and outside the ring, he had it under control mentally. I don't see that in AJ. I don't see that in Shakur. Tank, I haven't seen him up against it yet. There's a lot of good things he does in the ring, but I need to see him face someone different. What happens when he fights a pure boxer that can keep him honest with power? Or someone elusive like Tank? No matter what you do, you can't catch him. But he's up on the cards. You know Tank throws rounds. We don't throw rounds. He don't win every round. But Tank has great, he has a boxing IQ. I'll give him that. Yeah. So how do you beat Tank? Footwork, angles, and with the help of the machine. And like I said, Tank could have sold the soul and become a part of the machine. But if there's 3 blemishes on Lomachenko's record, Tank could have all the money in the world when he lays his gloves down. The thing is, much like Anthony Joshua, these people are symbolic, and they're going to put that blemish there. I firmly believe that. Remember, I said that. Don't like Tank as a person, but I'm just speaking the facts right here. I don't trust the machine. I don't trust how no one's on Lomachenko's, but more on that tomorrow. And the reason why this is all relevant to the show tonight, what are your thoughts on Conor Benn? Look at the rankings and tell me how the hell that's working out. And then you're looking at Boots. And shout out to Oddfella again. I didn't know Conor Benn's last fight was at 54. I didn't even know that. So how the hell is he moving up in the 147 rankings? There's something there for that, man. And now Boots can't unify at 147 because the guy he entrusted with his career allowed himself to get outbid and lowballed all his contemporaries and said, well, you can rematch a guy you beat already. in his own country, or drop the belts and move up to fight Madrimov. And we're all sitting here saying, yeah, you know, Boots hasn't been tested. You think Madrimov ain't going to test him? What happens if Madrimov and Boots fight at 54? And Boots looks subpar or worse, loses? How many of you Negroes are going to come in and say, well, I knew Boots was overrated. I knew he wasn't beating Bud. And I knew, come on, man. And the reality is he shouldn't have been put in that position in the first damn place. We're going to skip all of that. How they do the black fighter. You're going to skip all of that. Just to say, oh, well, I knew he'd lose to Madrimov. Or let's say he wins in a tough fight. Or I knew he got touched too much. He shouldn't be there. But y'all go ahead. Remember I said it. Remember I said it. There you go. I can't hear you. Oh, I got you now. I hear you now. Yeah.
No, I was saying my Google shut down.
It's weird, right? That's what happens when we all start
they don't like what I was saying. You remember what I was saying earlier? It's like they're like, hey, let's pull a plug on
Miguel! Shout out to Miguel. Yep. Don't tear Boots down if he hits a rough spot and drops. He takes an L to somebody. Because I want y'all to remember, stay on code, people. Boots shouldn't be going through this. And more I see this, the more you gotta respect Devin Haney. Because Devin ain't go through this. They tried. And I'm telling y'all not to tear Boots down. God forbid he loses. In this bind he's in, whether it be to Madrimov or Karen in Germany. Don't do that. Because the whole time when Devin had to go to Australia and take short money, had to win undisputed over there and then defend it over there, y'all were hating on Devin, wasn't y'all? Damn. Y'all couldn't put your hateration aside. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. She made up that word. Y'all couldn't put your hate aside for 2 fucking seconds and stand in the pocket for this brother. Stupid. Damn. Stormy's Google's acting crazy. But that's all right. I'll be back here tomorrow. Hold on. Man, salute to y'all. Oh no, DOG. I don't know who he's found. I don't know what Boots is doing. No one knows. It could be Karen in Germany. He could vacate and move up to fight Madrimov, but those are his options because Hearn lowballed everybody, all the champions at 147. All the champions at 147. He lowballed all of them. And it's disgusting. They're trying to stop that Boots train before it gets started and enter Conor Benn. Crazy stuff, man. But we're going to get out of here. It's Focus Ball. Salute. Stormy, let them know they can find you.
Man, it can find me right where Miguel and Google is messing with my channel. Wherever the bat signal goes out, I'm probably there, because this is what they doing to me. But you know what? I shall return. Right here on YouTube, Stormy B-Man is the channel. That's Stormy B-Man in all caps, but no cap.
That's right. Salute to everybody. The Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Super Chat. I'm going to cook on I hate boxing, y'all. I hate boxing. I hate boxing, man. Because I got to cook on more foolishness tomorrow, man. Keep an eye on Conor Benn in those rankings. Keep an eye on what they do to Boots. And keep an eye on what I don't want this, but keep an eye about what they possibly might do to Shakur and Saudi. Keep an eye on that. And I'm not saying the Saudis are going to cheat him. I'm just saying the judges might hold him accountable if he's unexciting and goes 12. That's what I'm saying. Never forget what Oscar. Y'all might think Tito won that fight. No, I don't think so, but it is what it is.
And I did double check. They did not, all three of the judges did not give Tank the knockdown in that fight against Ryan in the second round. None of them gave him the 10-8. None of them.
None of them did? You see what I mean? You see? They were about to rob Tank, y'all. And when I'm on here, now listen, y'all, when I'm on here, I've spoken up for Tank many occasions. If Ryan went to 12, they were going to rob him. Whether if it was a draw or not, they were going to rob him. Y'all go ahead, man. There's no sense of unity or community in y'all. And I'm not talking about my family in the chat, but y'all know who I'm talking about. You Tank D blowers. Y'all gonna rule the day. I'm telling you, man. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. This would look. I'm just gonna say this is what y'all get for not being on code. But I'm up out of here. Glenn Johnson next week. He was supposed to be here today, but he had some difficulty with his connection. So he'll be here next week, hopefully, God willing. If not, we're gonna cook regardless. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.